Hey, I think we're live. Are we live? We have the link, chat link. If you want to join up live on panel, feel free to do so. I will be posting that throughout the evening. And if y'all didn't know, this is well, thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. This is the Wild Card Wednesday, where the only admittance fee is a beverage. Have a beer, a wine, or a spirit. Let's have some fun. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. This is the last stream we're doing before this is a Christmas holiday. And the only other thing I ask is don't be a douche. We'll be cool if you're not a douche. Yeah. Awesome. Here's my panel for the evening thus far. We have from the state of New Jersey, James P. Madonna. Hello. Howdy.
Hey, how?
How? From the great state of New York by way of Brooklyn, Michael Komarov.
Season's greetings.
Nice to have you. All right. From the great state of Rhode Island, first time, hopefully long time on the program, East Coast Liquor Reviews. Cheers to the man named Tanner. Cheers.
The beer.
Awesome. We have a reindeer over here from the state of New Hampshire, Bumper Road. Cheers, Bumper Road Brewery.
Hola.
That's New Hampshire for hello. All right, and we got from the great state of Oregon, the one and only Beer Man. He's always
Cheers.
ready. Cheers, everybody. Again, come on in. Let's have a drink. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right, let's go around the table. Tell us what you're drinking and do the initial pour for us. And if you want to put your nose into it, go right ahead, but you are not obligated to do so quite yet. So let's start. Let's actually, you know what? Let's put the panel on this way. Let's get the banner off of people's face, our logo, and go right to James. What are we drinking, James?
All right. Samuel Smith's Oatmeal Stout, 5% alcohol, which surprises me for a stout, but, you know, I can't complain about the company. I'm sure it'll be good. So.
Bad that one. Yeah, it's good.
Well, what I originally asked them for was Samuel Smith's Imperial Stout, and they said, "Oh yeah, we got it," and then it turned out they didn't. So anyway,
Guess they don't really know their beers, huh?
no, they don't.
Was it a convenience store? Or was it an actual liquor store?
It was one of the local liquor stores that are all managed by Indians. You know, like the not the Cleveland Indians. The what do you call it? The other, you know, the convenience store.
Burn.
There you go, Taco Bell bean burritos. So it looks good. I mean, you know, it's from England. You know, what do you want? Samuel Smith.
Castor Brewery.
Tadcaster is the name of their brewery, and it's a stout, like a stout would look like.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
It
cheers.
smells wonderful.
Awesome. We will come back around for everybody after they present their beers for the actual tasting. So thank you, James. You sit, you think, and we'll get to you. We'll get right back to you. Cheers, James.
Okay.
Cheers.
So from Stone Brewing, which is in both Escondido, California and Richmond, Virginia, we have their Buena Visa Salt and Lime Lager. And it's a lager, 4.7%. And let me
Nice.
Never heard of that one yet.
put it in this here.
I didn't realize they had a brewery in Virginia, but I guess big
Yeah,
enough,
that's their East Coast brewery now. Little smoke out of the top, but nothing fantastic. Let's see.
Look at that. We got the no out.
Coloration is kind of yellow. A lot of carbonation, fluffy white head. I'll come back and give you the nose and the other specifications when we come
All
back.
right. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers.
All right. And now representing one half whiskey reviews tonight from the great state of Rhode Island. Go check out his program on the internet. East Coast Liquor Reviews. Cheers to
What's up,
Tim.
guys? So I got the Hancock's President's Reserve. So if you guys have ever heard of Buffalo Trace, they do Blanton's, which is also very popular. So they have the four different. They get smash bill 2 single barrel bourbons, Elmer T. Lee, Blanton's, Hancock's, and what's the other one? Rock Hill Farms, the horse one. Yeah, this one's Hancock's. This is actually I was in Palm Beach. I grabbed this for $60. If you guys know about Hancock's, this doesn't run you around $60. So this is pretty much a steal when I grabbed it. Gonna pop this open. I've actually had this. I've done a review on it. There is a nice tropical note that you get with this bourbon that you don't get with most. And I got my Glencairn here. Let's go for a little pour. And yeah, as you guys can see, I've had a fair share of this already. And happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Thomas. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I am muted. Cheers, East Coast, and cheers. All says last beer. Come on in if you want to drink your last beer with us. Cheers. All right, we're going straight to Bumper Road.
Right. From Branch and Blade Brewing Company. They're out of Keene, New Hampshire. They have their Rumination 17. This is a New England IPA coming in at 6.8% ABV. Lovely can art. They have the same artist, Kristen Carroll. So I don't know if that's going to come in or not. Hopefully, if I hold it there long enough, it might fixate on it or not. But you can find her on Instagram. They always have great can art on their cans, and it's all done by that one lady. So nice artist there. This says it's another experimental IPA is upon us. We took consideration of our grain bill hot side hop edition and fermentation when experimenting with Rumination 17. In this can, dry hop Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe are in cahoots together over a slightly hoppier base wort than we are used to. So the Rumination series seems like they kind of do some experimental type things. Give it a pour. I did have the Rumination 16. That's as far back as I go. I'll probably have the 18 as well when it comes out.
What's the ABV on that, Bumpy?
6.8%.
All right.
This is pretty dark for a New England IPA. This is like caramel colors, basically, for the beer itself. So like very deep burnt orange caramel. The head on it is multiple bubble sizes, kind of frothy and Rocky-esque all in one. So, well, it smells fruity. I'll leave it at that, and I'll get to the aromatics later on. Cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Hey, all right. Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks, Eric. All right, so I've got one from Imprint Beer Company. Just so everyone knows, they are from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. And this is their Smoogie Patisserie Wild Berry Creme Brulee. It's a heavily fruited sour. Been having it upside down for last hour or two, so hopefully we got everything mixed around. Oh, this is colorful.
It's like tomato juice almost.
But purple. Whoa, it's all over me. Yeah, it looks like grape juice.
Damn. Purple drink.
I'll get into that, but no, God, that smells good, dude. Yeah, right on.
All right,
Cheers.
people. Cheers. Cheers, beer man.
Cheers.
Beer man is people. Yes. All right, and while we're at it, talking to Beer Man and shouting out Beer Man. A lot of us here, let's go around the, let's do one of these really quickly. A lot of us here have review channels, and if y'all want to subscribe to Beer Man, Bumpy Road Brewery, East Coast Liquor Reviews, check out Michael Komaroff on all the wonderful streams, including the John Nelly Stout Sundays, and James Madonna over at Progressive Discussions. Check out Barbecue and Beer Banter on Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m. Eastern. Everybody would appreciate that. So cheers to everybody in this illustrious panel. Thank you, Beer Man. All right.
Cheers.
Here we are. Host of the day, Thomas Mill 75, Masters of Beer Reviews. We're going to do whiskey. I'm joining Tanner. Let's do whiskey because I was drinking a little bit of this before the stream, and why not present what I'm doing? Well, what I'm sipping on. This is from Park City, Utah. If you know anything about whiskey, that would be the High West Distillery. And this is their campfire. And High West does a lot of rye whiskeys, and they do a lot of sourced whiskeys. They acquire the whiskeys from other brands, other places, other distilleries, and they do a lot of the blending themselves. So this is a 46% alcohol by volume blended whiskey of 3 different types. You have a straight rye whiskey, a straight bourbon whiskey, and as their website would say, their website says it is a undisclosed source due to contractual reasonings. They also blend a blended malt Scotch whiskey inside of this. So very, very interesting product. It cost about, I think, $55 or $56 in my hometown. So pretty good deal for what it is. We'll talk about the whiskeys and the beers coming up here. So let's get right back to the panel. Here's what it poured like. I didn't use my Glencairn like I should have, but this one will do just fine. All right, people, let's get back to the top of the panel. I think we had James P. Madonna first. Let me get him on.
All right.
Talk about the essential smell.
Okay. I got the website up there. Tis the season. All right. Now, Oatmeal Stout. Samuel Smith. Brewed with well water. It says here, wonderfully silky and smooth textured ale, complex medium dry palate, bittersweet finish. Ingredients: water, malted barley, cane sugar, roasted malt, yeast, hops, oatmeal, carbon dioxide. All right. Pretty old established company. There is more information on the bottle, believe it or not, than there is oh, yeah, exactly.
Here's the website.
On the bottle, it goes into how it's fermented, open top, stone, Yorkshire squares, so on and so forth. And has a good array of ingredients. I mean, for a stout. I mean, I was looking for the holiday one. They have a really good Christmas version. I get with cocoa, cinnamon, and everything. They just didn't have it. Well, you can definitely smell the malt, the hops, and it's a good balance between the two. As far as tasting actually, yeah, I do taste a little bit of oatmeal. But it's hard to tell. But I like the blend with the malted and roasted barley combined, because I think malted barley is a porter, right? And the stout is primarily roasted, but this is a combination of the two.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
unless they're both, using the same blend. It's not overly bitter like some stouts or porters. It's a full rich mouthfeel. The aroma is pleasant, and it's good. It's very drinkable. It's not like a person would drink a stout and say, "Well, I can't drink too many of these because it's overpowering in one way or another."
Mm.
But this is ideal.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you get that kind of chalky oatmeal like texture on the palate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm picking up. I mean, compared to some like domestic stouts, this is more drinkable. The other ones were like very extreme, very bitter. I know the Baltic porter I used to drink, Zwicky. I know Ronald Theriot says ZVH, but it sounds like Zwicky when I read it. That was very bitter. It was good. I like this.
It's a little more malt complex to you.
Yeah, but it's just everything is noticeable, but it's a blend. It's a relatively equal blend of all the ingredients. It's very drinkable for a stout.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the holiday one. I just couldn't find that. The one that has the cocoa, cinnamon, whatever in it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, you sip. You think we'll get your ratings. We'll shout out what's going on the James P. Madonna side of the social media, and we'll wrap this one up. But cheers and thank you, James. Thanks.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so there's the front of your Stone Buena Vista salt and lime lager. I'll read the blurb on the back. Baja inspired, San Diego brewed. 1996, Stone Brewery was founded in San Diego County, just minutes from the border. Since then, influence from our southern neighbors has enriched and inspired us on our undying mission to brew bold, flavorful beer. One such inspiration is Stone Exo Covesa, our imperial stout, originally released in 2014 to bring the rich, complex flavors of Mexican hot chocolate to beer. It's with mucho gusto that we now follow with our take on a classic lager that is similarly inspired and tasty. We'll see about that. This is what it looks like in the glass. And so it's yellow, it's clear. There's a lot of carbonation shooting up the side of the glass. I don't know if you can see it in the light, but there's a lot of carbonation. Get a nose on it. You get some really, it's the lime is very subdued. You're getting some like subdued citrus, and you can smell the sea salt. So that I can get, but the citrus is really not heavy duty. And that's about all I'm getting in the nose. Cheers. Let me give you the taste.
Cheers, Michael.
Cheers, Wayne.
Cheers.
Okay. The mouthfeel is very light, and I guess you can say it's watery. So it's not substantial in what it is. You get a little bit more of the lime in the taste, but it's slight. It's not a strong taste. It's kind of like muted, but you get some citrus in the lime. I mean, it's 4.7% and very sessionable. So I guess you could drink a lot of this if you wanted to. It's not sending me shooting into space for her greatness or anything.
Jeez.
It's okay. What else can I say about it? You're getting a little bit of breadiness in the taste profile, and it does go down easy. So I mean, this would be a good summer beer, I guess,
Sure.
because you could drink it and you could drink a lot of it, but it's not one that I'm highly recommending. Don't go to your supermarket and search for it.
I don't find that Stone beer even has a really good price point either most of the time.
But I mean, they do make some that are better than others, and I will come back with a number when we come back around.
Nice. All right. A lager from Stone. I haven't heard of many of those. All right. Cheers, Michael. All right. Let's hear about the whiskey, bourbon whiskey.
Hancock's President's Reserve single barrel bourbon whiskey. I guess this is a Buffalo Trace product. This is one of the 4 of the mash bill number 2 single barrel bourbons from Buffalo Trace. I'm going to share my screen.
Right.
Pull up.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up the website. Read over the website. Let me know when you got it up, Thomas.
Bam.
All right. So Hancock's President's Reserve bourbon. Single barrel bourbon is deep amber in color. The nose is light and sweet with traces of mango and papaya. Like I said, it's got that tropical note. The body is full. I somewhat disagree with that. It's a little bit thinner in my opinion at 88.9 proof. If simple, balance of honey, clover, a slight fruitiness, and a dash of spices. The finish is long and warm. I also kind of disagree with that as well. The finish kind of falls off a little flat. Well-crafted whiskey, drinking on the rocks or in a Manhattan. So the whiskey itself is actually on the nose. It's very buttery, like toffee, a little bit like dry astringent oak, and like that tropical note. Maybe a little bit of like some citrus candy on the palate.
Cheers.
On the palate, it's kind of like I said, it's like a buttery. I get more of like a pineapple. It's got a little bit of spice on the finish, slightly dry, a little astringent, but it kind of dies off. I wish it was a little bit longer. I wish you kind of got a little bit more of a mouthfeel body with this. It's a little thin, but with it being thin and having that nice little tropical note, it's definitely very crushable for a whiskey. And sometimes you just want a bourbon like that, especially when I was on vacation. You don't want something that's too hard. Especially I was in Palm Beach, Florida, so you don't want something that's too spicy. You don't want something that's too heavy. This is one of those lighter, fruity, tropical whiskeys. And like I said, that tropical note, if you've never had a whiskey with like a tropical note, which I know is very hard to come across, it's actually very good. They said good amount of sweetness, caramel, like a buttery toffee. This Hancock's is really good. I wouldn't say it's the best of the mash bill number 2 single barrel bourbons from Buffalo Trace. I believe my favorite is this Elmer T. Lee over here. And I actually haven't had the Rock Hill Farms age statement, so there's no age on it. I believe if you look online, you'll see you can probably find some rumors of what it's rumored to be, but it's undisclosed. I believe the mash bill is undisclosed. Oh no, it's the mash bill number 2. Sorry, it's not undisclosed. It's the mash bill number 2. But yeah, this bottle, I actually have been looking for the other 2. I've had Bland's. I actually have this is a single barrel Bland's. And then I have a Elmer T. Lee over here. This is a full bottle unopened. And then this is like something that has a little bit of a pour left. If I can get my finger right. So it's a little bit of an Elmer T. Lee in there. Like I said, the Elmer T. Lee is probably my favorite. Bland's is really good. As far as Buffalo Trace products, it's a little bit overhyped. If you can find it for around retail, totally worth it. Sometimes these guys are bumping these bottles up to $250. Sometimes you even see them for like $300, which is insane. They don't pay that because then it makes it harder for me to find it at a decent price. But yeah, this is a good whiskey, and this actually I think I had a cigar with this. It actually paired really well with a cigar. Like I said, this is a little bit lighter. Maybe a lighter, more mild cigar would go good with this whiskey. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I'll probably have a decent rating. I think I actually already gave it a rating on my channel. But for tonight, let's see how it hits me now. This bottle's been opened up for a while. I've had this for about a month, maybe almost actually 2 months. I've had this for 2 months, so this bottle has been opened up. Let's see if it still competes with what I got, how I thought about it when I first bought the bottle. Sometimes when you buy whiskey, it sits there less than half.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see if it competes with when I first bought it. And a little funny story about this bottle of whiskey. So I had the little carry-on luggage when I went to Palm Beach, right? So I drove there, and usually on when I go on vacation, I'm not thinking about bringing anything back. So unless you have a big check bag, because my carry-on was pretty much stuffed with clothes, so I wasn't really fitting this in the carry-on, and then I have it as a check. So I actually filled it up in travel-sized bottles, and I brought back half the bottle.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little loophole, You have to you have to pay for the check bag to get the whole bottle back. But if you just put some whiskey in the travel size bottles, and then I actually brought this glass bottle itself in my backpack. And when I got home, I just took the travel size bottles and dumped it out into the bottle, and
Funny.
there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, a little loophole, and it's
noggin, I like it.
yeah.
What I used to do,
What's up?
what I used to do is when I was going to Cancun with my ex every year, get the bottles. Let's say in my case was Kahlua, tequila, mezcal. I used to put it in the main primary suitcase and take all of my dirty underwear or whatever I had in it. Just wrap the clothes around every bottle and cushion it with clothing in between very well. Like an egg roll. I would wrap it, and then this way when they rough up the suitcase, nothing breaks. And it turned out that nothing broke.
There you go. Yeah, I was a little disappointed because when I went to Tampa, my actual first vacation, I've only gone on really 2 vacations, and I had like a $50-something bottle. It was like Boone's Farm bourbon or something. And I left like half the bottle there because I didn't have a check bag, and I was like, whatever, screw it. But I should have thought of this idea, but glad that I thought about it and brought it back in one piece,
Hancock should be the middle name of Jeffrey Tubin.
Whoa.
I'll have
Cheers,
another
Tanner.
when you guys come back.
Come back around again for some scores and shouting out the channels and such. But until then, let's get to Bumper Road.
Okay. Well, first off, I'll talk about the appearance of this beer, which is not that great. That's not a good look for a New England IPA. So there's that. It's already dinging some scores there.
Uh-oh.
The aromas on this. No, I had some time, so I did write them down. So I'm just going to read off my little cheat sheet here. So, tangerine was the first type of note I was getting out of it. It's a bit of pineapple. Tangerine, pineapple, probably most dominant notes. Does have this zestiness to it. Out of the malt, very, very hard to find anything really out of the malt in this one. It's got a little bit of an oatiness. All right, we drink it.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Sure.
Medium body, medium carbonation to this one. It's got a mild softness to the palate, but very, very mild. This is more of a wet drinker. Slightly drying to the palate as well. Pineapple, citrus type notes. There's a bit of a papaya in there. Kind of goes earthy toned with that papaya. A little bit of a melon note. And it does kind of end with this zestiness. along with some black tea-like notes. Out of the malt, you get this wheat, white bread, and some caramel hits. Overall, not super impressed with the aromatics or the flavors in it. So, I think I do have a score that's going to be appropriate for this one, and I will get that to you when it comes back around for it.
Nice.
But yeah, it's an
Nice.
experimental, and I think they need to go back to the lab.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Well, last beer says that you probably should just replace that beer with other half. Yeah,
I got like a bunch of Modest Man in the fridge. I can do that.
that'll do you. All right, Bumpy. Cheers. We'll get back to that whatever rating you're gonna give that bad boy. Cheers.
I know.
All right, time for the purple drink.
Yeah, dude, this is this like straight up like Belgian waffles and
Whoa.
raspberries and blueberries and strawberries.
Oh, that's a beer. All right.
It smells just like that nice baked like waffle thing that just came out of your little Belgian waffle maker. It's got like that, like if you go by like the store, the shops where they make them, if you were to go to like like I don't know, like it's caramely. It's like it's got this weird caramely kind of cooked caramel kind of niceness. It's got a buttery caramel bready sweet bread kind of desserty bread waffle touch to it. It's just very nice, and the fruits are just like freaking atrociously awesome and mental. like you lose your mind smoking it. You lose your mind drinking this. I'm sure. I'm smelling it. I'm losing my mind. I want to put my mouth on it and start drinking it right now. There's like little crystals of flavor all over this. It smells so good. It smells so
Man,
good.
go for it.
I'm drinking it. Cheers.
Beer Man and the Crystals of Flavor. That should be your band name.
It's smooth and sweet and tart. It tastes like Knott's Berry Farm jam or something, like boysenberry jam, or the caramels, like kind of like I don't know. There's like this weird like that waffle really comes through the baked bread, that sweet doughy waffle bread really shines through the flavors of the fruit. The body though, let's get to that. The mouth feels smooth and just kind of creamy and goes through very nicely. Very fruity taste in this. The body is a medium body for sure. It's medium full medium, and it's not like a super puree one though. It's not like a super duper one. I've like Drecker or like these others that have like tons of shit around them. It does have stuff on it, but it's not like, it doesn't feel thick. It's just so absorbed with flavor. Like there's so many flavors, like the fruit, the purees they used in this, and the caramelization of whatever the freaking hell they did. There's caramels, there's toffee, there's butterscotch, there's like, what's on a creme brulee? I've never had one.
Yes, the caramelized sugars, and you use that brulee.
Yeah.
torch.
Is it eggy?
Yes. Yeah.
It is eggy?
Yeah. Custard.
I don't
sugar.
I just get waffle.
Yeah.
The finish is great.
Doughy kind of note.
Yeah, just like a baked waffle. You know, like as if you were to have some syrup. There's even a syrup approach to this, kind of a mapley, weird caramel thing going in.
Huh.
It seems like as it warms, it gets obviously more flavors come out, more aromas. But it's very drinkable. It's super duper. It's really an interesting beer. So yeah, I'm real happy with this. Drinkability is great. So yeah, cheers, guys.
Wow. Cheers. It's an interesting brew you got there. Interesting brew. I got an interesting distilled product. High West Whiskey is their campfire. Let me give you a little, if I can, a little zoom in on our label guy right there. It's a nice textured I don't even know what you call that. It just feels like old school kind of paper. I don't know, like you think of an old Western movie or like City Slickers or something, and they got the map and it has that texture of the map, I guess, if you will. So again, this is High West. They're in Park City, Utah. They do all blending of whiskeys. I don't even think they distill themselves personally, but this is made with rye whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey, and a blended malt Scotch whiskey from an undisclosed source. So these guys opened in 2007, High West, 46 ABV, 92 proof. And they said on the back of the bottle, their founder, David Perkins, and master distiller, Brendan Coyle, says on the back of the bottle, I guess they went to a bed and breakfast out in Scotland at the Bruichladdich distillery. Maybe that was the founder. And it says here, my wife and I smelled peat in the air. The great ladies that made our meals were simmering a bottle of peated whiskey and sugar. Later that night, they brought our dessert of ripe honeydew drizzled with the peat syrup. It was the most unusual, delicious, and memorable ending to a dinner I've ever had. The combination of melon and sweet smoke really worked. So naturally, I thought, why not mix sweet bourbon and peat? So that was the little thought process behind the campfire whiskey here. Just really quickly before we get to some tasting notes, I do want to show you the website really quickly for this particular bourbon. So yeah, all of this is on the back of the bottle, the back label story. So this is a 92 proof, 46%, and all of the bourbon, the ryes, and the peated Scotch whiskeys are from 4 to 8 years old, and they're using a 95% rye whiskey from MGP, which is a source distillery that a lot of distilleries use to source their bourbons and then blend. Or if they're really small distilleries, they can buy from MGP and get a product going. So again, they're using, so it's about 95% rye in that whiskey, about 75% corn in that straight bourbon, and again, undisclosed source due to contractual obligations for what the blended Scotch is. They tell you nothing, and a lot of beer and bourbon drinkers have speculated what that is, but nobody really knows. I had this glass lying around, not my Glencairn, like East Coast liquor reviews, but that's all right. So it's got a very amber golden kind of color to it. Definitely. It's got some nice legs and lacing on that. I got a little bit of water on the side if I want to add some just to see what it does and how it changes. But in the nose, and I've had this out for a little while, so it's definitely breathed enough here. So in the nose, you definitely get all three things very nicely. You get the typical kind of bourbon notes of cinnamon, baking spices, vanilla, caramel, maybe a little marshmallowy, I guess. A little bit of the oak char in there, a little bit of a spiciness.
Hey,
And
Thomas.
I also get a little spiciness from the rye. I'm getting a little eucalyptus mint, just a little bit of that in the rye. And then right underneath all of that, you're getting a nice peat smokiness, but it's not really overpowering. It's actually really nice balance of the sweeter notes. There's even like a orangey, I guess, kind of a citrusy note in there too. So yeah, enough talking about it. Let's try it neat without any water or ice. The High West Campfire. Cheers.
So Thomas, I got a quick question for you. With Scotch, and even when they do it with the bourbon and the Scotch,
Yep.
do you get any like do you get any like a smoked like a meat? Because I had a I have a High West, right, and it's finished in a Scotch barrel for a year. It's the American Prairie, but it's finished in a Scotch barrel for a year. I get like a smoked honey ham. Do you get any like I said, like a smoked meat or anything by any chance? Sometimes you don't, sometimes you do. A lot of the times with the peatier smoky whiskeys, you kind of get like a little bit of like a smoked meat. Like I said, I was getting ham in the one that I got, like a honey ham.
Maybe a touch.
Yeah,
There is some of that honey like note in there. Maybe a touch of a meatiness, but for me at least, you're getting the. It's almost in the same sequential order. It pretty much is in the same sequential order for me in flavor. It does three different things, just like that blended bill there. You're getting the bourbon, you're getting all those characteristics that I described in the nose, and then you're getting the which is your vanillas, your spicy kind of oak notes. You're getting the caramel. You're getting some citrus. I said you were getting a little bit like that toasty kind of marshmallow thing, and then right after that is rye whiskey. And I mean, it's there for a brief moment in my palate. Yep, there it is. Yep. And the first thing I thought of when I had the bottle, and the bottle has done the same exact thing in flavor since drinking it. So that's pretty good. It's consistent. So after the bourbon, that next thing is the rye whiskey. And immediately in my brain, when I tasted it, I, for whatever reasoning, really quickly saw a bottle of Green Scope. I mean, it's really quickly that eucalyptus minty kind of mouthwash mint style. It's really quick. And then right underneath that is a nice underlying peat malt in there. I am getting some honey. Maybe that could be from some scotch. I am getting some orangey, citrusy notes that could be from the bourbon, maybe. I'm speculating at best on this one.
Usually the citrus I get from a lot of ryes.
Ooh, there was even a bigger hit of some citrus right there.
Yeah.
I got a little itty bitty teeny weeny bit left, but I'm gonna add. Let's see here. I'm gonna add one. That didn't even do anything. I'm gonna add a smidgen of some water. Woo. Let's see what that does really quickly. I might have to pour a little bit more and try some more water and see what I think. This might be too little of a sample there. Let's see. Yeah, more. I think more of this. Is it more of the scotch that just showed up? Maybe it's more. Maybe I'm getting more of the rye whiskey that just showed up there. Yeah, more of the rye. Maybe I'm thinking more rye and scotch just showed up. More of what you're talking about, the meatiness, a tiny bit. Or I think even more of the rye. Oh, yeah, there was a pork smokiness when I moved the glass. All right, interesting. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit more rye mint, not quite as focused on scope, but it is still on the herbal side. And I think more meaty smokiness, like Tanner was talking about, came out with some of the water there. I like both. I think I like the flavors. They're easier to detect, and they're more pronounced. Each of the components of the bourbon, the rye, and the scotch, I think, showed themselves one after the other a little better. I think they blended together more with some water in it, but very, very nice, interesting product. I would definitely recommend this to you. I've tried this. I've had one person that likes bourbon. I thought maybe this would be a great way to get some scotch smoky elements introduced into their palate. They didn't really seem to care for this one quite yet, but this isn't overly smoky. But I think if you're new to scotch, this could be either be a way to go, or if you like smokier kind of food, maybe you'd like to try it. So cheers. That's all I got so far. I will come up with the rating and get back to everybody on that one. All right, let's go. Let's go around the horn and see what everybody's thinking about for ratings. Is James P. Madonna in the building? There's Krampus. Going once. Going twice.
I'm here.
Hello, he's here. The Oatmeal Stout.
The Oatmeal Stout. Yeah, you know what? They're right about the description. They recommend that you consume this at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Silky and smooth textured ale with a complex medium dry palate and bittersweet finish. Yeah, that's about what it is. I'm going to give this. I haven't had really many oatmeal stouts to compare, but as the stout goes, I'll give it a 97% out of 100.
Ooh,
So,
cheers. You have anything you want to shout out to
well,
the?
I won't be doing the show until Sunday, January 9th, because my co-hosts have family events to participate in. I was telling Jason Cleveland I can only handle relatives for a short amount of time.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's always the same nonsense and 1,001 questions and all the other crap. The rated G experience. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Like Donald Trump used to say, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. So anyway, that's it. January 9th is my next live stream.
I'll have to join you the week
Beer,
after. I'll actually playing the
beer
band.
and barbecue, banter, open topic show. You can discuss anything. No time limit. I'm not rigid at exactly 60 minutes on the minute on the second. Boom. That the show must end. The show wears itself out. I just let nature take care of it, and but it's good. You can review liquor, beer. You can talk about any subject you want.
Cool.
Yeah, and there's no censorship. You can let it all hang out. Well, within reason.
Relatively.
Unless a female comes on the show, then they can let it all hang out. But anyway, that's it.
For those that don't know,
But only if she's a brick house.
Rick,
Yeah.
let it all hang out. Yeah, I remember that.
Change.
Probably just had to add that
He's
in.
the brick.
Gotta add that. All right. Michael,
Okay,
cover up.
so as far as the Stone Buena Vista goes, I am going to give it an 85, which is a B. And I mean, it's worth. Somebody wants to try it in the summertime as a refreshing beer at the beach or something like that. It's probably okay. It's not, it's similar to your other light type beers, and like I said, the citrus in it and the salt in it are not enough to want to make it seem like it's great. It's good, and if I was at a party and somebody gave it to me, I wouldn't say I wouldn't drink it. But if I have a choice, there's other things I'd rather drink than that. But it's okay. I think Stone does a better job on some of their IPAs and their stouts than they did on this lager. But, whatever. Just the way it goes. As far as shout outs, Stout Sunday on John and Illy's channel every Sunday, 10:30. Bring a porter or a stout, and we have some vibrant discussions. It's always exciting, and hopefully people can join us. It is early in the morning, but it's a good time to get together. There is John and Illy.
Hello, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land.
Anywho, tonight, right after this, we're going to be doing a tasting of Goose Island, Bourbon County, number 14,
Wow.
which is based on their 2014 stout. And it has whiskey barrels with cassia bark, cacao, nibs, panela, and coconut water. So it should be interesting.
Coconut water. Wow.
Should be interesting, but that's all I got. And everybody have a good evening.
Cheers.
So Michael, that salt and lime lager would probably go good with like a steak or something.
Yeah, I would think so. It's very light though. It's light. If you're looking for something substantial, it's not.
You had to drink a lighter beer before going into the stout game there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's hear. Let's hear the verdict on
My
the
palate cleanser.
So on Hancock's President's Reserve single barrel bourbon whiskey, 88.9 proof. I'm gonna give this I might have gave it higher or lower when I did the review. I'm gonna keep it at that, I'm gonna say 95. You don't get that tropical note all the time with bourbons. And if you want a crushable bourbon, this is a great vacation bourbon because you don't want something that's too heavy, especially if you go into the hotter weather. You know, on vacation, I live in Rhode Island, so you know we have the cold months. You go over to Florida, Palm Beach. You know, you don't want something that's too heavy. You want something that you can sling back and even take some shots of. I actually did some shots of this, and it was actually pretty. It was on point, you know. Like I said, it's a little buttery. You get those tropical notes, your typical bourbon notes. The finish isn't very long and lingering, especially which is good if you're doing shots. And yeah, this bottle, I'm actually really happy that I paid $60 for it because I've seen it before. Actually, I haven't seen it in my area, but the single barrel bourbon, mash bill #2, Buffalo Trace products, they're all getting bumped up. Everybody's ranting and raving about them. Everybody's shooting the price up. Even Weller Special Reserve, which is the green bottle Weller, that I was paying like $23 for. People are bumping it up to like $80, $90, which is outrageous. I will never pay that. But yeah, if you can find a Buffalo Trace product, even the Blanton's, Elmer T. Lee, Rock Hill Farms, for around retail, it's totally worth it. Don't feed into this overhyped bourbon whiskey thing that people are doing, where they're paying $300 just because they want to try it. I mean, if you want to try it and you have the money to spend, you know that's good for you. But someone like me who just likes to enjoy the whiskey, knows what it's worth, and wants to pay a good price tag for that whiskey. You know, it's just hard to find whiskeys like that nowadays, especially from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Like I said, 95 out of 100, super crushable, super drinkable. I really do enjoy this whiskey. I'm going to be sad when it's gone because I probably won't ever see it again. I've been doing Whiskey Tube for Whiskey Tube, Beer Tube, whatever you guys want to call it, YouTube, because that's usually what I review, whiskey and beer. Sometimes some other like vodka, brandy, every once in a blue moon. But ever since I've been doing this channel, I haven't seen this bottle. I went to Palm Beach and I saw it for $60, and I was mind blown. I was like, oh, I gotta have that. I gotta drink it. And I was really surprised about how drinkable it was. Like I said, that nice little tropical note. Shout out to Bumpy Road. Mondays he does the new beer. I've been on that for couple episodes. I think like three. Three? Is it 3 or 4? Have I been on 3 or 4?
We've done 5 episodes. I think you've been on 3 of them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Bumpy Road's
No, 4.
New beer on Monday. Yeah, 4.
4. That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I missed the first one.
Yep.
But yeah, that is on Mondays, and Bumpy actually has something to go to. You said your stepdaughter's birthday or something next Monday. So I'm going to be doing, if you guys like to join in, everybody on the panel, whoever's watching, I'm open to anybody as long as, like Thomas said, you don't be a douche. We're going to be doing favorite brewery Monday, 8 p.m. We're going to be doing favorite brewery. And if you guys would like, you can bring a beer from your favorite brewery. If maybe you can find a new beer from your favorite brewery and see if it competes with your standards of that brewery. Because I'm sure if it's your favorite brewery, you've had multiple beers by them and you really enjoy their stuff. So maybe if you could find something new by them and you compare it to what you think of the brewery overall. Yeah, that's on Monday, 8 p.m. And then shout out to Beer Man, Beer and Cheese Tuesdays. Opened me up to a new experience of beer and cheese. That's been really fun. I actually had the Kerrygold Cheddar Reserve Cheddar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that. It was like a 2-year, aged 2-year cheddar. And I paired that with an IPA. It actually worked really well. The hoppiness from the IPA worked really well with that. A little bit of that funk from that sharp cheddar.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that was a really cool experience. Shout out to Ron Terrio. I'll say this on any panel I'm on for teaching me a lot of stuff ever since I've been into doing YouTube. I've always watched his videos and learned a lot from him. And yeah, look forward to some reviews on any liquor, beer, or malt beverage. And I just want to say thank you for having me, Thomas. I'll try to drop in as often as I can on here. I'm actually hanging out with my girlfriend. She said, "Oh yeah, jump in, hang out with them. You know, you never been on before, so go at it." So I probably won't be able to stay as long as I want to because I got to make dinner really soon.
All right.
But thanks for having me. And yeah, it was awesome being on here and chatting with everybody. I don't think I've ever been on a video with Michael or James. So nice to meet you guys if we haven't formally met before. And yeah, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Nice. All right. Okay, we got a couple more people left, and then we gotta cut this one off because we gotta people have a stout review to get.
Yeah.
Let's go to Bumper Road real quickly.
Yeah. So the Rumination 17. I'm going to go ahead and say pass this one up. Rumination 16 was good. I'm not sure about the other 15 prior to the Rumination 16, but this one is something you can definitely pass on and not regret it. I'm going to score it at an 83 out of 100. They've put out much better products than this. Like I said, I think the Rumination one is kind of an experimental thing that they do. So, you know, they're just putting out something different and seeing how it falls. And this one just failed for the most part. Not disgusting, not a drain pour, but I mean, definitely not something.
Don't buy it.
When you have New England IPAs that are just awesome all the time, and then you have something like this, it's a bit disappointing. Shout outs on my channel. Start off with that. I got my 50-point inspection videos I put out Wednesdays and Fridays. That's just me doing beer tastings, and then I put the beer that I'm tasting through a 50-point inspection, break it down by categories, and to give it an appropriate score. The other thing I have is that live stream that I do on Mondays. Bumpy Road Brewery. It's my channel. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the time of the show. This Monday, like Tanner said, I am not going to be available to do that show. So go join up on his channel to watch his live stream that he's doing there. But yeah, New Brew is bring a new beer that you've never had before to join up on panel. A bit of like an off-air chaotic mess meets some type of structure with some questions I might ask the panel. Yeah, basically it for that. Tomorrow's Thursday. We're going to be doing Alex's Food Friday on Thursday. This one is supposed to be those little Debbie like Christmas cakes. If you can find them, or like they have an ice cream out there as well, if you can find it.
Wow, what?
That's a big IF. So there's that, and then it's also with eggnog. You can bring spiked eggnog, regular eggnog, whatever. But it's those little Debbie Christmas cakes. I'll show you what I found because they were complete. The shelves were barren.
Wow.
It's these, but instead of being birthday cake, they're just in the shape of the Christmas cake, but the exact same damn thing. So yeah. I grabbed this because this is all they had on the shelf. They had this, and then they had some like. So I hope Alex. It's my stepdaughter's birthday on Christmas, so hey, that's Christmassy enough for me, right? And then yeah, for beer and cheese, I picked this one up today.
Ooh,
Purple Moon Cheddar.
Nice.
that looks good.
So this is a handcrafted farmhouse cheese soaked in red wine. And yeah.
I don't know. Sounds good.
Smooth, complex, and fruity. I don't think I've had a cheddar cheese that's been soaked in wine before. There's dampness in the package. You know how I love my liquids coming out of the package when I open up cheese. But we'll see. Purple Moon.
Awesome.
Cheddar cheese. and I'll figure out some beer to pair with this because there's no stipulations on what beer we're bringing. Correct?
Nope. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Nope. Yep.
Any beer of choice?
All right, man.
Speaking of beer, man, it's your turn, beer man.
Hey, all right, man. Yeah, so beer and cheese, yeah, will be 8 o'clock Eastern, of course. Open table. I couldn't think of a style, so I just figured we just roll with it, and we might have another designated one after that. I'll figure something out. But yeah, next week it'd be kind of more of, I guess, a New Year's kind of style one, I guess, and bring something New Year's year. I don't know. Happy. It's up to you. So
Shout out miscellaneous this thing because I didn't do that.
And yeah, what's miscellaneous doing tomorrow?
It's gonna be a panel of
Power hour?
power
Here's
hours. Yeah.
miscellaneous.
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so they got that power hour, 8 o'clock Eastern, and then yeah. So and then Wednesday next week will be our last porter. So just bring whatever porter you'd like. I don't care what you bring, and then we'll announce the next month, January. We got something in mind, so hopefully it'll work out. And then I've got I got 3 beers before Christmas coming up. I'll start it tomorrow and then end it on the day of Christmas. So we'll have I have a Firestone Walker pack that I'm gonna be ripping into and doing those beers. There's only 3 of them, so it's not 12 days before Christmas. It's definitely 3 beers before Christmas, but we're gonna do it. So look out for those reviews. I'll do my first one tomorrow. Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks,
cheers,
Eric.
beer man.
Appreciate it.
Beer man, you didn't,
My man, what was your rating?
hey, you didn't rate your beer.
Oh,
beer man.
you're right, dude. And I had notes and everything. It's a 6.2%. I never said that. It was $8 a can. I got vanilla through it. Very fruity, waffle forward, caramel. Why did I not say anything about my beer? Anyway, very good beer though. I'll give it I just creativity wise and delicious wise. I want to give this a 97 out of 100. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. It was so interesting and so fun to drink. So pick it up if you can find it. Imprint rocks, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Every imprint beer that I see that you show looks pretty good, beer man.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Nice. That looks delicious.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, imprints rocks really awesome.
Imprint.
Yep.
Cheers. That sounds good. All right. Let's see how quickly I can do this review here so we can close this one out. Next stream live can happen in the beer community, and we can have ourselves a nice evening. So did I mention, I might have once during the review, this was somewhere between, I think this was $55.99 for the bottle. I'm not too disappointed about that whatsoever. I've seen it at the store looking to re-up on a different bottle of whiskey, and I said, I got to try this. I heard of this one. The Campfire High West Whiskey, again, straight rye whiskey, a blend of straight rye whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey, and a blended malt Scotch whiskey. I preferred, when I drank it, I preferred this in the neat fashion, in neat pour without any water, a little bit. So you got all of the different blends together, one after the other really nicely with a good smoky undertone. So it tasted like you would expect a bourbon to taste. Little citrusy too. You got some eucalyptus mint, almost a green scope at one point, really quickly from the rye, and then again peat underneath. When you added the water, much more of like a smoky, meaty flavor came out underneath, and more of the rye whiskeys came out a touch more sweet. But I liked how everything kind of flowed a little bit nicer when it was neat. This is pretty good. I'd like to try some of their other stuff. The High West has like a Rendezvous or like a double rye. That sounds pretty good. Maybe the Rendezvous would be really good. This is showing me that I should probably drink more ryes, like I'm guessing. More bourbon can be a little on the sweet side, but I think rye is a really nice flavor. So let's go with 92. Let's go with 92 out of 100. And it doesn't really drink too hot or fusel or anything like that. But you do have to like or be okay with some smokier undertones to I think like this one. But there's enough sweetness, I think, to balance any of that out. But give it a shot, literally at your bar if they have some, and sit with it a little bit. And you never know. So yeah, 92 for the High West Amplifier. Cheers, everybody. Let's see who's in the chat before we call it a day. Cheers to Tommy Carroll. Cheers, Tommy. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
You have that mustache wax? You should get that mustache wax.
I do have mustache wax. Maybe I'll have
Oh,
to.
you do? Yeah. Keep on doing that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
could
cheers,
look like
Bob.
Dudley Do-Right.
No, go. Canadian beer reviews. All right. Right on, you crazy diamond. All right, people.
Eric, thank you for hosting.
Cool. Let's call this
Yeah,
one a
thank
day.
you.
Cheers.
Nightly whiplash.
And until next time, as I always say, keep tasting those great beers or spirits or wines.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
See you
Merry
soon
Christmas.
next week.
Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
Every week.
I hope you were a good
7:30
boy
Eastern Standard
or
Time.
girl.
I almost forgot to shout it out.